afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Live at 4 on the day after.
The day after. How you doing? We're all dragging a little bit today. It was a late night last night.
The Curie got a workout in the newsroom today,
Yes,
I'll tell you
did.
that. We'll have more on the election, of course, coming up.
And we're going to take your prank calls with Lisa Briggs.
Thanks for getting that in.
Yeah, that's right, in a little while.
Topping our headlines today, an alert day is coming up. Julian Seawright is standing by with your weekend forecast.
Governor Evers stopped by a Madison middle school today to talk to the public about the importance of education in his election win last night.
And the balance of power in the U.S. Congress still up in the air. We'll have the latest results and what both parties are saying about election night. But first, let's take a look outside. I tell you, it's so warm today.
It was beautiful today.
But we have possible severe weather, a price to pay for this warmth. In the middle of November, Julian's in the backyard and a big change coming.
That's right. We're going to be expecting to see those big changes, not just for today, because we've been into the middle and upper 60s throughout much of southern Wisconsin as the cloud cover had cleared up for us throughout much of this afternoon. But leading into the rest of this evening, one of the things that's kind of a sign for us to start to see some unsettled weather rolling in for us is the fact that we're not really going to be cooling off much as we head into tonight. And by that, I mean, it's going to be 10 o'clock and we're still going to be into the lower 60s throughout much of southern Wisconsin, and especially for us here in Madison. The southerly winds going to be continuing to carry in those milder temperatures for us, not just for tonight, but heading into tomorrow, where we're going to even see warmer conditions for us. Now, planning out tonight, we will start to see temperatures bottom out into the upper 50s and the lower 60s in Dane County and for much of southern Wisconsin in itself. You can see areas just west of Lone Rock are going to be around 64 degrees as we bottom out for tonight, which is going to be setting the stage for some possibilities for us to see some severe weather rolling into tomorrow. And that's what we're going to dive right into as of right now. We have a marginal risk. This includes Dane County and areas just to the south and to the north as well. But just west near Lone Rock and areas closer towards the Iowa and the Minnesota state lines is where we're looking for that slight risk, level 2 out of 5, for potential severe weather going into tomorrow. And we're going to go into details about how those impacts and when those impacts are going to likely be affecting you coming up in just a few moments. But as we take a look at our traffic, just a quick little brief view as of right now. We are looking at rather smooth conditions along the Beltline. We did have a crash just outside of Monona Drive, but now we're looking for that to be cleared up for us as we continue throughout the 4 p.m. commute. Over towards the interstate, rather similar, all green as of right now as we're going into the rest of the evening. But again, we'll talk more about that alert day coming up in a few moments. Until then, back to you guys.
All right, Julian, thank you. This morning, all major news outlets projected Senator Ron Johnson will keep his Senate seat, defeating Mandela Barnes. Johnson declared victory this morning, and you can see just how close it is. With 100% of the precincts reporting, Johnson and Barnes are separated by about 27,000 votes. Johnson had a news conference scheduled for this morning where he was expected to declare victory, but he canceled that event. It was a late night of election results, but some races in Wisconsin weren't even called until this morning.
It took that long for incumbent Ron Johnson to be declared the winner in the race for U.S. Senate.
And here to break down the race is political reporter Will Keneally. Will?
Well, got home about, what, 3 in the morning?
Exactly. But you know what? We're right back here.
Yes,
Here we are.
Yes,
with the morning crew. It's beautiful.
Back at it.
Yeah. So we knew the race was headed last night with Johnson maintaining a lead in most of the returns as they came in. Some of the late reporting votes, though, came in from what are called central count locations, where some cities count all their absentee ballots in the same place. And those usually favor Democrats. But even as the race was still too early to call, Johnson was confident last night on where the results were headed.
Who knows how long they'll take to actually call this race. So, you know, we'll wait till all the numbers come in before I declare final victory.
But by this morning, the race was finally called. Johnson's lead held, and Mandela Barnes conceded the race in Milwaukee.
I got into this race because I believe in the Wisconsin promise of a fair shot at success, whether you're a dairy farmer in Monroe or a thrift store owner in Superior.
So Barnes said today that when he called Johnson, he reminded the incumbent senator of that promise. And broadly, Barnes says that he will continue to push for some of that promise going forward.
Now, because we were looking at wins for both Tony Evers and Ron Johnson, are we seeing a split ticket voting going on here?
Yes, I definitely think that that's the case here. We saw Barnes receive about 50,000 fewer votes than Evers, which could suggest that Evers just did not have strong enough coattails to help out Barnes in the race. And so why that might be the case, we saw in the U.S. Senate race, things turned much more negative than for the race for governor. So we may have seen some of those charges that were leveled against the Barnes campaign stick where they might not have in the same way for Evers.
And we still don't know at this hour which way the Senate is going to go. So what does it mean going forward from here?
Right, exactly. So largely, we're not expecting Barnes to pull out the win. Sorry, thank you. Johnson was favored about 3-1 over Barnes. But if Barnes won the seat, that likely would have meant that Democrats would have a 2-seat majority in the Senate going forward. So in the Senate, we're likely to see either a split Senate or a very close majority either way. Policy-wise, Johnson has positioned himself throughout the campaign as a check on the Biden administration. So we're likely to see that continue in some of the policies that he pushes for.
Another close race in Wisconsin.
Yes, we are going to see that, I think,
From here on out.
indefinitely. Yes.
All right, well, thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Will. In the governor's race, one of the few major races called late last night, Tony Evers is officially reelected for a second term. The Associated Press called that race right around 1 o'clock this morning. Evers took 51% of the vote, with his Republican challenger Tim Michels a few points behind.
Governor Evers stopped by O'Keefe Middle School today with his new lieutenant governor-elect, Sarah Rodriguez. Before the event, Governor Evers mingled with the students at the school. A crowd quickly developed around the governor, with many people getting selfies with Governor Evers. He then talked about the importance of public education in his winning run for the governorship.
This last election, a good piece of this was about public education and where it fits, where whether referendums are passed, whether there's enough resources. And you know, there's a handful of things that really are bipartisan issues, and education is one of them. No question about it.
Tim Michels took to the stage around 12:30 this morning to say he had just called Governor Evers to concede. His speech was brief.
I don't know what we would have done differently. It was a very spirited effort. I love going everywhere from Superior to Kenosha, Sheboygan to La Crosse. We campaigned in bars and bowling alleys and supper clubs, football games, everywhere. And the enthusiasm was just off the charts. But it wasn't our night tonight, and I thank everybody for all of your support. God bless.
Last night's results in many ways makes history, with a Democrat and a Republican winning sweeping statewide races in the same election.
That hasn't happened since the days of Governor Jim Doyle, and it spells warning signs for Republicans in seeking a post-Trump future.
Naomi Coles is back at the map board where she was all last night to explain why. Naomi?
That's right. So the map that you see behind me, real quick, this is not an election results map. So you're not going to see, none of these counties represent either a win or a loss. What it does represent is I want to explain how Tim Michels lost Wisconsin and Evers won it by about 3 points. What we're looking at, every county in red is where Michels picked up a couple points compared to Scott Walker's performance in 2018. That's a lot of red counties, but it's a lot of rural counties. If you, the yellow counties, this is where his performance remained right on even, didn't win or didn't gain points, didn't lose points, but it's the blue counties that we're really going to hone in on. And I think this provides an explanation and some warning signs for Republicans going forward. These blue counties, about 19 counties here, it's lost points compared to Scott Walker in 2018. So for example, again, this is not necessarily where he won or lost. So he did pick up counties in Rock County, or pick up points, excuse me, in Rock, Greene, even though these counties ultimately voted in favor of Evers. But I want to call attention particularly to these two counties right here, Ozaukee and Waukesha counties, because these two counties, he won them, even though you see them in blue, but he lost his two. These were the two counties where he had his two steepest losses. So in Ozaukee County right here, he lost 8 points compared to what Scott Walker had in 2018. In Waukesha County, right here, both these Milwaukee suburb counties, these are Republican strongholds, he lost 6 points compared to Scott Walker's performance. Now, why does that matter? Because that is a serious issue. Well, for perspective, even though the red looks like it's most of the state, all these 19 blue counties, this represents more than 3.5 million in Wisconsin population. Now, for perspective, that represents, let me put my thing on here, 62% of population. So if you're losing ground in these major population hubs of Milwaukee suburbs, obviously Dane County, in the Fox Valley, this is where the primary population is centered in Wisconsin, 62%. So if he has lost points throughout all of these areas, what that represents is a problem for Republicans going forward, because this represents a trend here. Even without Trump on the ballot, they are still losing points in the in the suburbs in general, and that represents a problem that Republicans are still looking for how to overcome in future elections. Mark and Susan, I'll send it back to you.
Thank you. Very interesting.
Thank you, Naomi. Late this morning, the AP called another one of the big statewide races. Josh Kaul gets another 4 years as Attorney General. Kaul celebrated his victory with a short speech outside of the state capitol this morning. Kaul spoke for about 10 minutes about themes like unity and moving forward. Unofficial results have the Attorney General beating challenger Eric Toney by about 1.5 points. Toney conceded the race last night before the AP called it. Josh Kaul says the two candidates had a good campaign, and he thanked Toney for running on the issues. Kaul believes abortion rights drove a lot of people out to the vote yesterday.
An election that is so unusual historically, where the president's party wins key races like the governor's race and the AG's race, to me that sends a sign that voters care about that issue and that they want reproductive freedom restored in Wisconsin.
As for Kaul's priorities, now that he has another 4 years to work on them, he wants to see bipartisan legislation that provides more state funding to towns and cities for things like law enforcement and schools. Kaul pointed to the state's $4 billion budget surplus, saying now is the time to invest in our communities.
Planned Parenthood of Wisconsin says they are encouraged by the results of yesterday's election. The organization says their efforts were far-reaching across the state, saying they reached 1.25 million voters by phone, online, or in person leading up to the election. And in a news conference today, they said this election showed that voters cared about abortion rights.
This election was historic because voters were driven by their desire to restore abortion access and women and Wisconsinites' ability to make their own healthcare decisions. The Supreme Court decision changed the election narrative and close the voter enthusiasm gap for the midterm elections.
Planned Parenthood said with the results of yesterday's election, they believe they're one step closer to restoring access to abortion in Wisconsin. Well, the balance of power in Congress remains to be settled.
As we were discussing with Will, control of the House and Senate are still up for grabs.
Republicans made some gains, but did not pull off the red wave many expected. Natalie Brand has more.
Election workers continue to count ballots in some of the nation's closest races.
And we don't know the exact numbers, but over about 400,000 votes yet to be counted and reported.
Democrats are touting a better than expected election night. President Biden made calls to some of the winners and those he campaigned for. That includes John Fetterman. CBS News projects he won Pennsylvania's Senate race in a Democratic pickup. But other key Senate races are still considered toss-ups, including Nevada and Georgia. Election officials in the Peach State say that race will be decided in a December 6th runoff.
Ballots are being built as we speak, and counties are making preparations.
CBS News projects Senate Republican Ron Johnson will hold on to his seat in Wisconsin. The Arizona Senate race leans Democratic, with votes still being counted. CBS News projects the U.S. House is leaning Republican, with some of the most competitive races not yet called.
We will be in the majority, and Nancy Pelosi will be in the minority. Yeah.
Republicans were expecting a red wave, but that did not materialize, and GOP candidates backed by former President Trump had mixed results.
Quite honestly, people are tired and exhausted from all of the baggage and kind of the cloud that surrounds any type of Trump campaign.
Exit polling revealed Trump mattered more to those voting for Democrats. More than half of Democrats said their vote was to oppose him. He's hinted at announcing a 2024 run next week. Natalie Brand, CBS News, Capitol Hill.
And the former president says he'll have a big announcement next Tuesday, setting up a potential clash with a big winner from last night, Florida Governor Ron DeSantis, who is said to be considering a presidential run as well. Well, it's time to get your plant and garden questions answered. Lisa Briggs from the Bruce Company is here. She's right over there.
Yeah, let's lighten things up a little bit, shall we? We're taking the plant calls a little earlier than we normally do. So if you have a question, call now. The number is 608-270-9933. Lisa will take your questions right after the break.
You're watching News 3 Now, live at 4. Some ideas seem good, but aren't.
Maybe she could sell her house.
What could go wrong?
Like listing your house, then dealing with all the trouble, expense, not to mention closing costs. We Buy Ugly Houses can buy your house fast for all cash as is with no hassle. Call or click to sell quick.
This Greek food looks fantastic. Where did you find this place?
Well, I researched online. They had the best reviews everywhere I looked.
Wow, well, the reviews were right. See any other companies we need to try?
Well, now that you mention it, we do need to replace our bathtub.
We have been putting it off. Who should we use?
Mad City.
Mad City?
That's right, Mad City. They have lots of 5-star ratings on every review site.
Mad City Baths is Wisconsin's #1 remodeler for baths, showers, and walk-in tubs, installed in as little as 1 day. Plus now, it's Black Friday all month at Mad City. Call during this program and double your savings. Save $1,500 on a new bath or shower. Double it to 4 years interest-free financing, and double your bonus to a $500 Mad City gift card with purchase. From Madison throughout South Central Wisconsin, call 608-729-4466. That's 608-729-4466.
Hi, this is Lisa from 4 Imprint. Yes. I'd like 50 welcome wows, 300 customer I love it, and 200 team member oh yes. Certainly. You know we got some brand new woohoos.
Dial up the wow factor with promotional products from 4 Imprint. We specialize in awesome items that are certain to awe and guaranteed to deliver some ooh yes. From apparel, backpacks, drinkware to high-tech items.
Wow.
I love it. Woohoo!
Go to 4imprint.com and find some wow now. 4 Imprint, for certain.
As falling leaves give way to snow, Midwestern winters bring rough weather and high energy bills. Feldco's here to help with our biggest sale of the season. 50% off windows, no money down, and no interest until 2024. Winter's right around the corner, and the clock is ticking.
50% off windows and soon. Call now.
For quality windows, siding, and doors, call 866 for Feldco.
Steinhafels has the largest selection of in-stock Tempur-Pedic mattresses. And when you purchase one, you get $300 in Steinhafels cash. Relax, it's Steinhafels.
Some ideas seem good, but aren't.
Maybe she could sell her house.
What could go wrong?
Like listing your house, then dealing with all the trouble, expense, not to mention closing costs. We Buy Ugly Houses can buy your house fast for all cash as is with no hassle. Call or click to sell quick.
Welcome back. Expect to see some people change their employment status on Facebook.
Meta, the social media giant's parent company, announced plans to lay off 11,000 workers. It is the largest job cut in the company's history. Meta CEO Mark Zuckerberg apologized for the reduction in employees in a blog post. Meta ad sales have been affected by a lot of issues, including privacy changes and competition from rivals like TikTok. Profits are down 50% from a year ago.
Stocks plunged after the surprising midterm elections. The Dow Industrials lost 646 points, ending the day at 32,513. The NASDAQ gave up 263 or 2.5%. The S&P 500 off 79. We're taking your plant and garden questions today for Lisa Briggs at the Bruce Company.
Great day to call in. We have 3 lines open at 608-270-9933. Hi, Lisa.
Hi, guys.
Oh, I
How are
love
you?
your brooch.
Thank you. It's very festive.
You're the queen of Christmas brooches.
I am the queen of Christmas brooches.
We can't wait to go.
Self-proclaimed queen of Christmas
And the decorations are all up at the Bruce Company,
Everything's
right?
up, yes, so head on over.
We'll have to come on over. Check it
Kind
out.
of magical over there.
Oh, nice.
All right, let's get to the calls. We'll start with Lisa in Madison. Hi, Lisa. What's your question?
Hi. I bought a lavender plant like at the end of the season nursery special, and I have it in the house, but is it too late to plant that outside, or should I just plant it inside and overwinter it till spring?
I found that those broadleaf evergreen herbs like lavender and rosemary are difficult to keep going in the wintertime. The houses just get too dry. So I would plant it. There's still plenty of time for the ground for it to do some establishing. But what I would do is after the ground is frozen, I would make sure that it's well mulched.
Great. Well, I'm going to go out and plant it right now.
Yeah,
It's a great day to do it.
I would do it before Friday.
Yeah. Thank you for calling. Let's go to Barb in Mineral Point. Hi, Barb. What's your question?
Hi there. My question is the asparagus, all the ferny, all the growth. Is it time to cut that back, and how do I fertilize it?
So asparagus should be cut back by now, especially if your foliage is getting yellow. So just cut it back. And they are heavy feeders, so you could put down like a granular fertilizer for a veg bed. There are a number of organic ones on the market. I like Espoma. Or if you can get your hands on some well-rotted manure or some good compost, you can put that down and sort of let that percolate over the wintertime.
What's the name of the one you said?
Espoma Garden Tone.
Okay.
I don't want to get my hands on well-rotted manure. Thank you.
But do you like the asparagus?
I love asparagus.
There you go. So
All right.
you have to make a choice.
Tracy in Beaver Dam, go ahead.
Hi there. We just recently moved into a house, and we have a huge asparagus bush out that needs to be trimmed. It's kind of really overgrown, and I'm not sure when is the perfect time to do that.
So do you know if it flowers white or if it flowers one of the pinker ones?
Actually, it's a mix. It's just this big mound, and there's some of each.
All right, so it sounds like it's one of the ones that bloom on new wood. So you can prune it anytime during its dormancy.
Okay.
And you can cut it back by, you know, a third to a half. It'll be fine.
Great. Okay. Oh, it sounds beautiful, too.
Oh, thank you.
Thanks for calling. Let's go to Maureen in Montello. Hi, Maureen. What's your question?
Hi, I'm just wondering why lilacs have been blooming this time of year, late in the season.
The last couple winters, falls, we have had some super cold weather early, and then we have some really, really nice weather later. And so it's just spurring some of those flower buds to open. There'll be fewer flowers next year because it won't have time to make new ones, but the plant will be fine in the long run.
Okay.
So don't worry about it.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you for calling.
Thank you for calling. We are waiting for...
There you go.
Sue in McFarland. Hi, Sue. What's your question?
Hi. Hi, Lisa.
Hi.
I have peony bushes. They're planted next to my house. And the first year they got a black substance on them, and then the last couple of years they get a dusty white substance on the stems and leaves. And I'm trying to avoid that for next year.
Okay, so what you've had, the dusty stuff, is powdery mildew, which has been a really prevalent fungus the last few years. And so what you want to do is cut your peonies back now and get that leaf litter away. Don't put it in your compost. Put it out for the city to pick up. And then you'll want to treat preventatively. After they're done flowering, you'll want to use a fungicide that's rated for powdery mildew. That should help a lot.
But does it hurt the plant?
No, it doesn't hurt the plant, but powdery mildew has a really sophisticated overwintering structure. So if you leave it hanging around in your garden and conditions are right next year, it's going to reinfect.
Okay. All right. Let's go to Lisa in Richland Center. Hi, Lisa. What's your question?
Hi, hope everyone's doing well. My question is, I tend to buy mums every year. I love the look of them, but then the end of the season comes and I don't know what to do with them.
That's me, too. That's a great question.
You can plant those mums in the ground, sunny spot, little bit of protection. They are not reliably hardy for here. We call them garden mums instead of perennial mums. But you can put them in, and then after Christmas when the ground is frozen, if you get a natural Christmas tree or you have some boughs, sort of cover up the plant with some boughs. And I have seen people in the last few years, because the climate is changing, have really good luck with getting their garden mums to come back.
I never knew you could plant them.
Yeah, go ahead and
There you
plant
go. All right.
Okay, thank you.
All right, we are out of time. If you're on the line, you want to take them off the air?
Absolutely.
But a couple of lines waiting. Thank you all for calling in. Lisa, thank you.
Thanks, Lisa. Next time we'll come and see the magic fairyland over your decorations. You've worked hard on them.
I did work hard on them.
She's the queen of Christmas brooches.
Yeah.
Still to come for another potential hurricane bearing down on the Sunshine State.
The storm would be the latest in the hurricane season to hit Florida. We'll have more after Julian's potentially stormy forecast for us. That's coming up next.
So with a Planet Fitness Black Card, I'll get a post-workout glow like that guy.
Everybody knows that you need to glow.
And I get a free Amazon Halo to track my fitness and sleep.
Get the PF Black Card for 0 enrollment, $24.99 a month, and get a free Amazon Halo View. Ends November 15th.
From single living to growing families and empty nesters, Mad City Baths can help you design the perfect bathroom to fit your lifestyle and needs. Whether it's a new bathtub, a walk-in shower with grab bars and handhelds, or even a new walk-in tub, we install in as little as 1 day, backed with a double lifetime labor warranty. It's Black Friday all November at Mad City. Save $750 on a new bath or shower with interest-free financing for 2 years and get a $250 Mad City gift card with purchase. But listen to this. Call during this program and we'll double your savings. Save $1,500 on a new bath or shower with 4 years interest-free financing and double your bonus. Receive a $500 Mad City gift card with your bath or shower purchase. From Madison throughout South Central Wisconsin, call 608-729-4466. That's 608-729-4466.
These are the faces that smile so wide at the friends and staff who are by their side, where life is lived with a feeling of pride on every bump of life's great ride that comes from the care that sweetens the air that lives in the house that angels built. Attic Angel Community, independent homes and 4 levels of assisted living built with the help of angels.
There will always be bumps in the road, but we got guts, America. We got freedom. We got power. We got future. So let's drive on and make the future we want to see together. Because your new Ford vehicle is just the start of a journey. So stop by your Ford dealer today and claim one of the thousands of new Ford trucks and SUVs on their way. We've been building this country for 119 years, but we're just getting started.
How do you use your energy? Inspiring a spark of creativity? Working hard to reach your goals? Thinking outside the box to bring your vision to life? At Alliant Energy, we're creating more clean, renewable energy every single day to power what matters to you. Because even during the most powerful moments in our lives, we're not thinking about power, we're thinking about a brighter future. Alliant Energy, powering beyond.
So with a Planet Fitness Black Card, I'll get a post-workout glow like that guy.
Everybody knows that you need to glow.
And I get a free Amazon Halo to track my fitness and sleep.
Get the PF Black Card for 0 enrollment, $24.99 a month, and get a free Amazon Halo View. Ends November 15th.
Well, take a look at this. This Iowa birthday girl has officially become the oldest person in the United States. That's according to a research group. Not only is Bessie Hendricks America's oldest living citizen at the age of 115, she is the 4th oldest person living in the world. Her family says Bessie's greatest achievement is her children.
Oh, happy birthday. I want to know all her secrets.
115.
That's incredible.
Amazing. Wow.
Yeah, that is amazing.
Well, amazing this weather as well. It's so warm out.
At least for the moment, because of course, with all good things, something bad has to happen. So we are looking at severe weather on the way, folks. We'll be breaking that down and how it may impact your Thursday, coming up with the First One forecast after the break.
At Harker Heating and Cooling, you can save a whole bunch of money when you buy a furnace. You know what's even better? Saving even more money when you purchase a furnace and an air conditioner at the same time.
Harker Heating and Cooling.
When it comes to the bathroom, the Mad City bathroom, I have to give it a 10.
It fits my lifestyle, and that's what I needed.
It's an old house, but it's a newer bathroom, and it's just bright and airy. I like it a lot.
With more than 50,000 satisfied customers and an A+ rating with the BBB, homeowners trust Mad City for custom baths, tub-to-shower conversions, and walk-in tubs, expertly installed in as little as 1 day. It's Black Friday all month at Mad City. Save $750 with interest-free financing for 2 years and get a $250 Mad City gift card with purchase. But call now and double your savings. Save $1,500 on a new bath or shower, 4 years interest-free financing, and double it to a $500 Mad City gift card with purchase. From Madison throughout South Central Wisconsin, call 608-729-4466. That's 608-729-4466.
This is Connie Ryan of Ryan Funeral Homes. While things have changed, it's still necessary for families to stay connected. And when it comes to the loss of a loved one, it's important to process and grieve and honor your loved one in a way that keeps everyone safe. We're doing this through intimate services and private virtual streaming so your family can be part of the service no matter where they are. Ryan Funeral Homes are here with your safety in mind and compassionate care in your time of need.
The holidays can be a busy time of year. Well, I'm going to let you in on my gifting secret for a stress-free holiday season. Nothing says happy holidays like a gift you make yourself. Just add those personal touches to really make it special. And you don't have to be a professional to spread holiday cheer.
Gifting has never been easier with holiday scratch games from the Wisconsin Lottery. With prices ranging from $1 to $20, they're available now at Wisconsin Lottery retailers.
Yum, yum!
At Harker Heating and Cooling, you can save a whole bunch of money when you buy a furnace. You know what's even better? Saving even more money when you purchase a furnace and an air conditioner at the same time.
Harker Heating and Cooling.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Well, hopefully you've been able to enjoy our weather for our Wednesday because it has been a mild one. Temperatures in the 60s thanks to a warm front which has lifted into southern Wisconsin and has brought in temperatures that are rather unseasonable for this time of year as we're getting into the second week of November. But one thing we are going to start to watch for is what's going to be happening over the next 24 hours. We're looking at a robust system that's going to continue to move its way into the upper Midwest, and that's going to be changing some things for us, not only just from the more mild weather on the way, but we could start to see potentially some severe weather as well, which is why we have the alert day in effect for us. It's going to be from Thursday afternoon into Thursday evening. The timing in itself would be from the noon hour to about 8 p.m. going into our Thursday as the best opportunities for us to start to see potentially strong to severe thunderstorms rolling into southern Wisconsin. Now, what we're looking at here to be the main threats would be mainly high winds. Can't rule out small hail or an isolated spin up of a tornado as well. So those are a couple things to be watching for as we get into our Thursday afternoon and making sure that you are staying weather aware. Outside of that, though, the areas of concern are mainly going to be areas just west of Madison. But we are still in the marginal risk, which is a level 1 out of 5 for us to see severe weather for us here in the Dane County area and areas just a bit to the north as well. But the yellow, where we have the slight risk, level 2 out of 5 for seeing severe weather, again, is going to be the areas of concern. So this will be from Grant, Crawford, Vernon counties. So we're going to be watching for, and even parts of Iowa County as we get into the rest of our Thursday afternoon. So let's go ahead and walk through what we can expect through the rest of tonight and going into Thursday. Well, a couple of isolated showers, mainly to the far northwest, could start to pop up for us as we get into our Wednesday night. But as we transition overnights, we're looking for the cloud covering itself to clear out. But take note, the overnight temperatures are not going to be falling at all. We're going to be seeing those 60s really stabilize throughout much of southern Wisconsin as we still have those breezy southerly winds moving throughout much of our area. Now, as we get into the afternoon hours, that's when we're going to start to potentially see a bit of some brewing, especially just west of Dane County. A couple of showers and thunderstorms look to start to move in. But by the time we get into the late afternoon hours, it's where we're going to really have to start to pay attention and just to be aware of what's going to be happening for us. We are looking for some showers and storms to start to cluster and continue to move throughout much of our Thursday afternoon. And will even continue by the time we get into our Thursday night. But with these showers and storms that we are starting to see formulate as well, as we get into the overnight, a very strong cold front will move through, dropping temperatures to freezing or below freezing for many areas. So we could potentially see some snowflakes behind some of these showers and storms as well. But taking a look at what we're seeing for our 10-day forecast, outside of the alert day, again, we are going to get a strong cold front, which will be dropping temperatures into the 30s, and we're going to be seeing that throughout the next pretty much 10 days. It will be very close to the freezing point throughout from Friday going into next Saturday. It is going to be a cold one for us, and overnight it is going to be well below freezing. So winter is here, guys.
Well, not till Saturdays, not till Friday.
Well, not till Friday. Well,
yeah, I'm enjoying this.
I'm trying to, yeah, exactly. We can enjoy this a little bit, even a little bit for tomorrow morning as well.
It's what, the 10th of November?
Yeah.
It's about time.
I mean, it's about time, right?
Wow, you guys are just so ready for it. I was enjoying this right now.
I am too. I turned my furnace off.
Yeah, that's true. But hey,
all right.
All good things come to an end.
Thanks, Julian.
Thanks, Julian.
Well, at this hour, it's a state of emergency in Florida.
Tropical storm Nicole is intensifying, and it's forecast to be the first hurricane to strike the United States this late in the year in nearly 40 years.
The rare November storm is bringing life to a halt in the Sunshine State. Ivan Rodriguez has the latest.
Here in Jensen Beach, you can already see these strong waves rolling in behind me, also bringing onto shore some pieces of debris that we've seen so far. Winds also picking up in the last hour. The National Weather Service says Tropical Storm Nicole is expected to gain strength as it makes its way to Florida's east coast. The threat of a direct strike from a Category 1 hurricane has triggered mandatory evacuations in Florida's Palm Beach and Volusia counties Wednesday morning.
The combined winds and storm surge will contribute to continued beach erosion in areas that have already seen erosion from Hurricane Ian.
People still struggling to recover from Hurricane Ian's deadly wrath a mere 6 weeks ago are having a hard time coping with the new threat Nicole brings.
We've lived in this house and in this neighborhood for 30 years, and we've been through quite a few hurricanes here. We've never seen anything like what Ian did. To think about water getting back in our house now is like...
Orlando International Airport is ceasing all commercial operations beginning at 4 p.m. Wednesday until circumstances permit operations to resume. The airport in Melbourne is closing 2 hours earlier.
We're going to have a very large area of impacts.
Several school districts are now closed Wednesday and Thursday, with Nicole expected to strike land near Melbourne overnight Wednesday into Thursday.
We all need to be mindful, however, that the storm's track remains uncertain. It could still shift north or south as it reaches closer to Florida.
Moments ago, we heard from Governor DeSantis, who says the storm is expected to make landfall right where we are in Martin County. In Jensen Beach, I'm Ivan Rodriguez.
We'll hope for the best.
Yes, for everyone in Florida.
Coming up next year on Live at 4, states like New York and California are making employers post salaries when putting out job applications. We'll tell you if there's a chance for Wisconsin as well.
And then coming up next hour at 5, the youth vote was big for Democrats in preventing the red wave that was predicted last night. Our Tahalil Moeddin breaks it down for us coming up at 5.
Go farther with personal checking choices. At Starion Bank, you make the decisions. Your money, your style. Apply online in just 4 minutes at starionbank.com.
Tired of that old, outdated bathtub? A beautiful new walk-in shower is just a phone call away. Mad City Baths is your trusted local source for custom bath solutions installed in as little as 1 day. Enjoy easy access, plus easy cleaning. Choose from premium wall colors, including Santa Cruz, Othello, and Quartz. If you've been on the fence about updating your bathroom, remember it's Black Friday all month at Mad City. Save $750 with interest-free financing for 2 years and get a $250 Mad City gift card with purchase. But last chance to call during this program and double your savings. Save $1,500 on a new bath or shower. Double it to 4 years interest-free financing, and we'll double your bonus. Receive a $500 Mad City gift card with purchase. From Madison throughout South Central Wisconsin, call 608-729-4466. That's 608-729-4466.
Hey, we're here at the local farmers market where Informed Choice Insurance Agency is offering fresh local Medicare. Hey, Joe, are you behind this whole check your zip code deal on national TV for extra Medicare benefits?
I don't know. Check your zip code.
Why would I check my zip code?
Because you're in it.
So we get a lot of calls about that guy. It's sad because your local Medicare plans already have those bells and whistles Joe promises.
Don't be fooled by national TV hype. When it comes to your Medicare options, keep it local with Informed Choice Insurance Agency, and their services are free.
We all share the same roads, but when an accident happens, we don't always share the same consequences. Big trucks can cause big damage. Injuries can be severe and may require a lifetime of care and compensation. Call Gruber Law Offices today. We have been fighting and winning for people injured by big trucks for more than 30 years. Let us do the same for you. Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
Go farther with personal checking choices at Starion Bank. Like Smart Checking, it's free when you choose eStatements. Your money, your style. Apply online in just 4 minutes at starionbank.com.
New at 5 after a close battle, Mandela Barnes concedes to Senator Ron Johnson. News 3 now looks into the factors of that race and what you can expect from Senator Johnson.
Thursday will be unseasonably mild with record high temperatures expected. And alert days in the forecast for possible severe thunderstorms late in the day. After the storms, much colder weather arrives on Friday. I'll let you know what to expect from the storms at 5.
And ahead at 6, carrying the Democratic Party to victory. We look at the impact of the youth votes and why they chose to act now. Tonight at 6.
Here's a shot from our Edgewater sky cam. Sun going down.
See a little bit of pink. Sun is starting to set.
66 degrees.
Wow, very warm.
Well, a new law could soon change the way you look for a job in New York City. Most employers there are now required to post good faith pay ranges in their job listings.
Colorado already does that, and a similar law in California is taking effect in January.
Jen Sullivan tells us how the laws could impact you and why they could have ripple effects across the country.
Job hunting is getting a major upgrade. New laws are requiring employers to show pay ranges on job listings aimed at improving pay transparency.
This is huge. It should go further. It should be all jobs.
New York City is now requiring companies with 4 employees or more to show the money up front, listing the salary or hourly wage range for any job posting or promotion that can be performed in NYC. Meaning even if it's a remote job, employers must comply. Civil rights attorney Nancy Smith says wage transparency is a major step toward closing the wage pay gap in the U.S. and says the change will impact women and people of color the most.
94% of jobs have a wage pay gap. And still, in 2022, women make 83 cents on the dollar.
Colorado put a law like this on the books last year, and in California, a similar law goes into effect on January 1st for employers with at least 15 employees. Experts say the new laws will be far-reaching since they affect 2 of the most populous areas in the U.S., which have many remote workers. Experts saying existing employees will be able to use the laws as a bargaining tool and advocate for themselves if they're underpaid.
It's an inspiring time to look at the candidate behavior, and I think it's a frightening time for employers because many are not prepared for that power shift.
Meanwhile, a few other states like Rhode Island and Maryland have legislation that requires employers to provide salary ranges upon request. I'm Jen Sullivan.
And in New York, the city's Commission on Human Rights will enforce the new law. With the first violation, employers get a 30-day grace period to fix it.
After that, penalties can go as high as $250,000.
Wow. Well, still to come at 4, the red wave predicted to wash over the midterms turned out to be, well, more of a trickle.
The director of the Marquette Law School poll, Charles Franklin, joins us next. We'll talk about what happened and what it means going forward when Live at 4 continues. Stay with us.
Hi, I'm Dr. Aaron Schwab, General Surgeon at Stoughton Health. If you suffer from bothersome or painful spider veins or varicose veins, please join us for our upcoming seminar where you can learn what new procedures may be able to help you.
Nothing beats a great night's sleep on a new Tempur-Pedic mattress from Steinhoffels. Tempur-Pedic is designed to make aches and pains a thing of the past by relieving pressure points and supporting the body as no other mattress can. Queen Tempur-Pedic start at just $24.49. Plus, get $300 in Steinhoffels cash. You can rest easy when you take advantage of Steinhoffels special financing. Isn't it time you got a great night's sleep? Relax. It's Steinhoffels.
There will always be bumps in the road, but we got guts, America. We got freedom. We got power. We got future. So let's drive on and make the future we want to see together. Because your new Ford vehicle is just the start of a journey. So stop by your Ford dealer today and claim one of the thousands of new Ford trucks and SUVs on their way. We've been building this country for 119 years, but we're just getting started.
Did you know that Wisconsin Vision offers telehealth eye exams? I just scheduled my telehealth eye exam easily on their website. Once in store, a tech helps get me started and then pre-checks my eyes. See my eye on the screen? Then I have my telehealth eye exam virtually with a licensed optometrist on the TV.
Everything looks great, Kate. You're going to love your new prescription.
Ask us about our $59 eye exam. Wisconsin Vision. See more life.
Everything seems to be getting more and more expensive these days. And it's the same for your heating bills. Since it will cost more to heat your home this winter, USA Insulation wants to give you control over your utility bills. Our premium injection foam keeps the cold outside and your warm, comfortable air inside, right where it belongs. Call now before winter and get a $500 early bird discount.
USA Insulation.
An official message from Medicare.
Often, things look the same. Exactly the same. Until you take a closer look. At Medicare.gov, you can easily compare Medicare plans and see the real difference. Find a plan that offers you more or saves money. Wouldn't that be nice? Plans change every year. So can your health. Open enrollment ends December 7th. Compare now at Medicare.gov.
Paid for by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
If you suffer from bothersome spider veins or painful varicose veins, please contact us at Stoughton Health to learn about what new procedures may be able to help you. Stoughton Health, creating excellence together.
Well, it's the day after the election, and it ain't over yet.
It's not over. Control of the Senate and the majority in the House remain a toss-up.
A lot to unpack today with the director of the Marquette Law School poll, Charles Franklin. Welcome back.
Hi, Charles.
Good to be here.
See you.
First and foremost, your polls were right on.
Thank you. I appreciate it. We had a good night.
Let's look at the two major statewide races. Let's start with the governor's race.
Yeah, so here you saw Tony Evers improve over where he was 4 years ago, winning by about 2.4 points or so better than his performance 4 years ago.
Why do you think that is?
Well, I think partly it's an incumbency advantage, but it's also the shift in the issues, and it's also a shift of where the votes are coming from. Evers improved in the bigger places in the state, and that includes the Milwaukee suburbs and in the cities in the Fox Valley. Michaels did well and Johnson did well in the north and west of the state, but mostly in smaller places, and so those two partially balanced out, but the net effect was to improve Democratic chances, and you saw a similar shift in the Senate race as well, and I think substantially for the same reasons. Now, what role issues like abortion and crime play, that's another topic, but just the geography of the vote, Dems did better in the bigger places.
Let's take a look at the Senate numbers from last night. That wasn't called until today. That was a little bit of a cliffhanger overnight.
It certainly was, and we saw that tighten and move back and forth a little bit overnight, but then end up with what last I saw was still a 1-point Johnson win. Here, much the same thing, where the crime issue got so much play in the Senate race, and there was a lot of discussion that that might move the suburbs back to the Republicans, but in fact, Johnson did considerably worse in the WOW counties around Milwaukee than he did 6 years ago, just as Michaels did similarly worse. About 40,000 fewer net votes from the 3 WOW counties for Republicans, falling into the very high 50s, which used to be unheard of in the WOW counties.
So did people split their vote, split their ballot?
It looks like they must have. The difference in turnout between the governor and the Senate race is pretty small. And so I think there has to be some level of crossover voting. We were seeing that at below 5% in the survey. It'll be interesting to work the numbers from the actual votes and see, was it near 5%, a little above or a little below.
Let's take a look at the numbers in the race for Attorney General as well.
Yeah. Well, this one had some drama in the wee hours this morning where it looked like it got really tight, but then in the end, Josh Kaul came back to 2-point victory. I think from a policy point of view, if we can talk policy for a second, what this does for state government was important in that it leaves divided government with the governor and the legislature. It keeps a Democratic attorney general. We weren't that far from flipping those two to Republican wins, and that would have led the state in a very different policy direction. Here we'll still be dealing with divided government and impasses, but the sort of opportunity that Republicans saw to take the state off in a sharp change of direction, that was lost, and for Democrats that was prevented by last night's results.
And no supermajority in neither the Senate nor the House.
No, coming awfully close, but not quite there, and so overriding vetoes probably won't be a thing.
Turnout was huge, especially in Dane County.
Young people.
Oh, yeah. Dane County gets bigger and bigger and bigger. I'll be really interested to see the voter file in a few months when it gets updated to see really what the turnout was with young people statewide. Really, Dane County increased its share of the total statewide vote by a bit. The only place that really stands out for a fall-off is Milwaukee County, that dropped 47,000 votes compared to 4 years ago in the midterm. That's a large drop-off. Now, the vote margin actually improved for Democrats there, but leaving 47,000 votes on the table in Milwaukee is sort of akin to Republicans falling by 40,000 net votes in the suburbs.
You think that was the difference for Barnes?
Not quite. I ran the numbers. It would have brought Barnes within about 12 or 13,000, but not put him ahead.
Okay.
If you only assign those 47,000 to voting the same way that those who showed up did.
A lot more to talk about, unfortunately.
I know, we need so much more time. The story continues.
Charles, great to see you.
Yeah, we'll have to have another election and take up these topics.
I think we have one coming up.
I hear that.
Charles,
good to see you, Charles.
Thanks.
We'll have a final check of your forecast coming up.
Experience handcrafted and hand-finished furniture by genuine Amish craftsmen at Wanakee Furniture ETC, featuring hardwood made in the USA home furnishings by Simply Amish and other great brands you can trust.
Bring quality home at Wanakee Furniture ETC.
You didn't live this strong, this long, to get put on the shelf like a porcelain doll. But 1 out of 2 women over 50 will suffer a fracture from osteoporosis. You should know you can build new bone with Evenity for postmenopausal women with osteoporosis at high risk for fracture. Ask your doctor if you can do more than just slowing down bone loss with Evenity. Want stronger bones? Then build new bone. Evenity can help in just 12 months. Evenity is proven to reduce spine fracture risk by 73%.
Evenity can increase risk of heart attack, stroke, or death from a cardiovascular problem. Do not take Evenity if you have low blood calcium or are allergic to it. Serious allergic reactions and low blood calcium have occurred. Tell your doctor about jawbone problems, as they have been reported with Evenity, or about pain in your hip, groin, or thigh, as unusual thigh bone fractures have occurred.
Don't let a break put you on a shelf. Talk to your doctor about building new bone with Evenity.
Get ready for the rock and roll ride of your life with the final tour of Winter Dance Party, a tribute to Buddy Holly, Richie Valens, and the Big Bopper. Saturday, November 19th, presented by the Friends of the Performing Arts Center in Middleton. Tickets available online now.
Let the design team at Wanakee Furniture ETC help you find your inspiration and transform your room. Every style, every budget, our creativity, passion, and expertise will help you design your dream space.
Bring quality home at Wanakee Furniture ETC.
Mandela Barnes concedes to incumbent Senator Ron Johnson. Will Keneally analyzes how this could impact the control of the Senate. And Naomi Coles tracks voter data studying the influence of split tickets and suburban erosion. That's coming up at 5.
News 3 Now exposed the effects of seclusion and restraint in area schools.
It's really traumatizing to students and staff members.
In an Eye on Education follow-up, Chris Stanford shows you new methods that could sharply reduce the use of force. Thursday at 6.
Make sure you don't leave the house without your rain gear tomorrow. We're going to be seeing some pretty decent rain totals around southern Wisconsin, from 3/4 to an inch for us here in Madison. Here's our 3 things we'll need to know. We're going to be looking at potentially severe weather, mainly from the west, but could impact Madison as well. Gary Canalti will be walking through this coming up at 5.
All right, Julian, thank you. Tomorrow here on Live at 4, Dr. Zorba Pastor joins us and takes your medical questions live.
And our Traveler Throwback Thursday takes us to a one-of-a-kind rodeo in Bardaville. This looks like fun, circa 1982.
It's almost in color.
That's coming up tomorrow on Live at 4.
Welcome to Dwellings.
Shop our fabulous showroom, Hard Rock Road, Fitchburg.
Attention Medicare beneficiaries. If you have or are eligible for Medicaid, please listen closely. You may be eligible for a Medicare Advantage plan from WellCare with a 0 or low plan premium. Call now. We can answer your questions and help you enroll over the phone. WellCare provides access to essential benefits that go beyond original Medicare, such as dental, vision, hearing, and prescription drug coverage with free home delivery, free over-the-counter healthcare items, free groceries with a healthy food card, free gym membership, and home-delivered meals. Plus, extra benefits like more access to care with free transportation and WellCare's telehealth services, including online doctor visits. WellCare is contracted with Medicare to provide plans that may be perfect for you. Call 1-844-682-9370. Now, that's 1-844-682-9370. WellCare, Medicare done well.
Energy is everywhere, even in a little seedling, which, when turned into fuel, can help power a plane. At Chevron's El Segundo refinery, we're looking to turn plant-based oil into renewable gasoline, jet, and diesel fuels. Our planet offers countless sources of energy, but it's only human to find the ones that could power a better future.
Don't miss the 33rd Annual Winter Art Fair off the Square, November 12th and 13th at the Monona Terrace Convention Center. Featuring over 100 Wisconsin exhibitors with a wonderful selection of ceramics, paintings, glass art, wood, jewelry, and much more. Place your bids at our silent auction Saturday only. Children will enjoy the Young Collectors Corner. Buy local for the holidays. The Winter Art Fair off the Square. Put it on your calendar today.
Welcome to Dwellings.
Shop our fabulous showroom, Hard Rock Road, Fitchburg.
In today's Final Touch, the fascinating discovery of an ancient comb.
It reveals the earliest known sentence text. A fascinating dug-up discovery has revealed the earliest known sentence ever written in an alphabet, and that sentence is, "May this tusk root out the lice of your hair and the beard." Yes, a recent archaeological study revealed a 3,700-year-old ancient comb was found in a dig site in Israel, inscribed with the early language of the Canaanites. Experts say fragments of this language have been found on other discoveries, but the ancient comb discovery is translated prayer for clean hair is being called an unprecedented, not only for its being the first full sentence, but also for being personal and even relatable sentiment. So
for the day, it was a very relatable sentiment. Yes.
Very human. All right, that's our time for now. Thanks for watching. We'll see you back here again tomorrow. News 3 Now at 5 starts right now.